Let's take a look at the F clef now, also known as the bass clef. The objectives for the lesson are to review the musical alphabet, to review the musical staff, to review the difference between notes that are said to be on the lines and said to be on the space, to review the formula in music. Then we will introduce the F clef, otherwise known as the bass clef, and then we will apply the F clef to the music staff. So, let's review. If any of these concepts are foreign to you or you don't understand them, please take a moment to re-watch the video on musical staff and musical alphabet. The alphabet in music is just like the regular alphabet that we know, except it only goes up to G, and then it starts over again and continues to go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. The staff is this image right here. It's a collection of 5 lines and then the 4 spaces in between the lines, of which we count the first line on the bottom and the first space on the bottom, and we count upwards from there. In terms of knowing whether a note is on a line or a space, we look at the note and we look to see whether a line goes through the middle of that note. If a line goes through the middle of it, that note is said to be on the line. Otherwise, it's in a space. And the formula in music is line, space, line, space, line, space. Again, if these concepts are foreign, please rewatch the video that came before this about the musical staff and musical alphabet. So now, let's look at the F clef. It's also called the bass clef. And here it is. It almost looks like an ear with 2 dots on it. So you might ask, how can I remember that that is an F clef? Well, if we put 2 lines from those dots and attach them to what we call the ear, it kind of looks like the letter F, just like that. And the function of the F clef is to tell you where the F is on the musical staff. If you know where the F is, then you can apply the musical formula and know what all the other notes are. So let's give it a shot. Here we go. Here's the staff, and we're going to need to know our musical alphabet, so I'll have it here for reference on the bottom of the screen. This is your F clef placed on the staff, and this is where it will be most commonly placed. So if we look between the 2 dots, that's where F is, that line. So if F is there, see how we placed it on the same place, in between the 2 dots. If that line is F, what is this note on the space above F? Well, the formula is line, space, so therefore it is the next letter because we're going upwards. We're ascending in the alphabet. That's a G. And the next line is an A. And then the next space here is a B. But now we're out of lines and spaces. What do? We add the ledger line. And then we can put a note in that ledger line, which would in turn be C. So now let's go back and look at where F is. And now we need to figure out how to get the notes that are below that. So now let's look. I will put a note in the space before F. What would that note be? Well, it would be E because that's what comes before the musical alphabet. Now let's look at the line before this E space. What is in that line? It's a D. And then the space before that is C. The line before it is A. And the space before it is, the last one was B. And then there's A. And then this line is G. And then now, if we kept going down, we would have a note in this space here below the staff. What letter would that be? Well, using line, space, we have an F here. And then now we need to keep going down. We are out of the staff. We've run out. So what do? We add a ledger line. And then we would put a note there, and then that note would be E. And as we continue downwards, we would still add more ledger lines as necessary. So that's how you do the notes on the bass clef. Thanks for watching.